Hey, hey, look up here.
All right, you guys, we're back at the Mecca, and I'm here with the first ever Olympia Classic champion, Danny Hester. Dan?
Hey, Dave.
Good to have you back, man. So, a lot has happened since last time we talked. We did a Muscle Beach TV interview right before the Olympia last year, and a lot has happened since then. We're now after the Arnold Classic 2018, and you're just about to step on stage yet again in about 4 days at the Fitworld, which is the first contest you ever won as a classic physique, and that qualifies you for the Olympia, correct?
Yeah, it's actually the first pro show ever for the classic division.
Yeah.
And I won that, which was a prelude to the Olympia, first ever.
That's right.
Classic Olympia that I was able to get, And the shows, it really gave me a lot of motivation. Just Tamer and Tarek and John Lindsay and those guys, they put on a really good show. My family was able to come, and it was right here, my backyard, Culver City, which is Venice, pretty much. So it was awesome. I think that really motivated me to just step it up and see that it was possible. And the cool thing is I've been doing it for so long. Sometimes you just assume you got everything down and you know what you're doing, which you do. But like anything else, man, you got to hone. It's like a knife could be sharp, but it eventually gets starting to get a little dull. So you got to go back, bring your bag of tools out, and just rethink everything and have your boys. A lot of help from so many people. Mickey Rourke, was with me every day, training, supporting me. Boss Musawi,
right
really
behind me.
Big help with my posing, telling me the truth all the time. No matter how many people take pictures of me, he still tells me, you still look like shit. You gotta practice your posing. Mandatories, big difference between the free posing and the mandatory. Right. You throw some music on, I could ad-lib anything. I've been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
And everybody goes, "Oh, that was amazing," but big difference, man. You don't win shows with the mandatories. I mean, with the night show, the pretty stuff.
Right.
It's the mandatories, and that's what you got to work your ass off. You get that locked in, and then you're confident.
So let's go back a little, because we didn't really get the chance to talk much since the Olympia. So you obviously won the very first Olympia ever title. Go back, and then you traveled that year. You represented the sport very, very well. You really took your job as an ambassador seriously. You were gone almost every weekend, and you love doing that. This is something you love to do. So it was great for you to be the champion, the representative of sport. Go back to the Olympia, and of course things didn't go as you had planned. But what I liked about it is that after the show, you were not upset. You actually knew exactly what went wrong, and you said, "I know what I did wrong. I'm going to fix it. Yeah. I'm going to come back strong and go to the Arnold Classic." So talk to me, your mindset between the Olympia and the Arnold Classic, and what you did, and what you did. You knew you did wrong, and what you fixed.
I think because I've been guest posing all year, traveling all over the world, greeting and meeting people, being backstage with the other athletes, and just showing a lot of love and support, and they were giving it back to me. I had the mindset going into the last Olympia as performing and not competing. It's a big difference. And these guys are hungry, man. That's a good title. That's a huge title. I mean, they don't just give away Mr. Olympia titles. It's something that goes down in history. Yeah. So I got one. I have to say I was a little content in a way, but then I started realizing, okay, I got fifth from the last year of taking first. Great lineup. I love all the guys. Everyone brought it, and it's about who peaks at the right time too. Right. I mean, there's times where I didn't work as hard, but everything just timing wise, my body just really responded. So there's so much to it, but definitely you're gonna put yourself in a better position if you work hard and you do your homework.
Right.
So, and that's the thing, I wasn't satisfied with myself as far as like being my best and working hard. Like the year before when I won, I really worked hard for it, and it paid off. And that's something to be really proud of, not even necessarily just the win. Like I always tell people, I would rather take fifth to a really strong lineup and I worked hard than to take first to a weak lineup and I didn't really work hard at all. That's just my competitiveness,
Right.
It's something that in the back of your head that you can be proud of. Not because someone politically or whatever the case might be everyone else missed times and you timed it right, but you didn't really work hard. That's not winning to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So to me, winning is about just self-improvement, pushing yourself to that next level, and having that satisfaction that as a human being, you're able to better yourself with hard work. And it's just, that's what we're supposed to be about, you know, is to be proud of what we do as human beings to progress in everything in life, you know, and that's the thing with relationships and everything else. And that has a lot to do with support and everything too. You know, a lot of people are taker, especially in this industry. You have to stop and realize that life is still going on for other people, you know, and you have to be respectful for other people too. And because the show's going to be over, but you got to keep, you know, going on with your life and your relationships with people. And that's what really makes a true champion. If you can handle all of that with balance, you know, and humility and humbleness and just gratitude for everything also, it's tough, you know, because it's to be honest, it's easy to be very selfish and win shows. But the hard part is to really take time out for people, you know, and people you care about, and show respect and still work hard. You know, that's tough when you don't feel like talking and you don't feel like doing certain things. That just, you know, being a good person, it does make it a little tougher.
Yeah.
You know, with you know, especially being married too. You know, even if you have a girlfriend, a significant other, it makes for, I guess, really strong character.
Right.
You know, and that's when you really test your character, and that's what I love about the sport too.
Right. Talk to me about leading up to the Arnold Classic. You made tremendous progress between the Olympia and the Arnold, and a lot of people told you made a lot of progress. You knew you made progress.
Yeah.
You told me, you said, I'm much better now. I saw you right before going on stage. You told me I'm much better now than I was at the Olympia. You didn't get first place. You got fourth.
Yeah.
But a lot of people felt you should have placed higher. What do you take after this Arnold Classic and leading up to this show? Because the Arnold just happened. We're like, what, a month apart, just about. So how do you feel after the Arnold and going to this Fit World now?
I feel good. You know, that's the thing is I am making improvements, and for me that's what it's about, man. I'm not going there just to stay relevant in the sport. You know, I'm going there because I love the sport. I mean, there wasn't Classic before, and I never did men's physique, you know, because I love posing and I love more of the true aspect of the bodybuilding, because, you know, I turned pro as a bodybuilder, and I've been a bodybuilder, you know, since my first competition, like way back.
The art of
so
it,
yeah, so to me, I'm still making progress, you know, and I've been doing it for so long without having to compete or win shows or whatever. You know, I've always been lucky to be in Venice, you know, doing photo shoots and staying relevant in the sport, you know, in that regards, with videos and everything, because this is the Mecca, you know, and I've been here for so long, and I'm always in shape. And that's another thing I try to tell these guys is, you gotta stay in shape all the time. It's healthier. There's just so many more benefits to it. I mean, just getting out of shape for the excuse of putting on size, that's to me, that's a cop out, man. You know, it's just, there is no off season. If you really love the sport, it's gonna show, because if you're always the off season guy, supposedly putting on size, when you're not competing anymore, guess what? You're not gonna be the guy that's always in shape.
That's right.
It really just sets a certain standard for yourself. And that's what I've always had. I love being in shape, pushing myself, dieting. That's why I always looked for something to do, like photo shoots, you know, some type of activity, you know, to stay in shape for. I needed some goals. And it's about self-improvement. And the cool thing is, I didn't burn my system out, you know, so in a way it was a blessing that they came out with this division later on, because, you know, even though I'm very strong, I wrestled in college and everything, for my size, I'm very strong. I used to train with Flex and Chris Cormier and those guys back in the day. Definitely wasn't as strong as them, but I was hanging with them, that they would let me train, you know, with them. But I never chose to go heavy all the time. I just knew that didn't feel right in my joints and everything. You know, just I know the human body is a machine. Eventually it's gonna wear out. So it's not worth the risk for the reward that you're getting. It's not that much of a difference, you know, and you start learning about that when you get older and you feel your body and you start realizing, wow, maybe I shouldn't have went so deep and so heavy with squats when I was younger, because it does come back.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing is training should be enjoyable too. It shouldn't be so hard where it's like you're dreading to come in. Getting a pump is different than like burn where you're gonna throw up every time.
Right.
To me, that's not enjoyable.
No.
It's not that much of a difference to make tremendous gains. You know, I mean, I guess if that's what you like, that's not what I like. You know, I like coming in, getting a good work, getting a good burn, getting a good pump, you know, breaking a sweat, and looking good, you know? And so I'm still making gains. That's, to be honest, I've never made this much gains in my whole career as I am now because I'm staying on task all the time, you know, in the spotlight, and I have a goal now, you know, and I have people that aspire to do what I'm doing. So to me, it's so disrespectful if I have this opportunity and I'm just pissing it away. So I always think about that, because you never know what happens in life. You know, I've been given this opportunity, and I always tell people when I'm done and I'm retired, I don't want to have regrets with this. I want to say this is what I have achieved, and I worked hard for it. It wasn't like, oh, genetically gifted, he was kind of half-assed everything. And in the back of my head, I go, God, I could have been so much better. I don't want that. I want to see how much better I can be when I'm done.
I'm really glad you said that, because when we talk to you, when we listen to you talk about bodybuilding and competing and everything, you still have that passion in your voice. And I think a lot of people that you have around you, such as Mickey, such as Stan McQuay and all these guys and Abbas, they're very passionate people. Is that why you're still doing this?
Yeah, for sure. I'm doing it because to a certain degree I'm doing it for them too. You know, as crazy as it sounds, I love to see the pride on their face. You know, just like with anything, you know, you have a favorite artist or musician or something, you like to see them succeed.
Yeah.
And if you can be in any way of a help to them,
yeah,
it's like you're going on the ride with them too.
That's right.
You know, so to me, it's like you say, it takes a village to raise, you know, a good, solid person.
Yeah, I agree, totally agree. Dan, thank you so much for this interview. Thanks for the footage. Best of luck in 4 days at the Fit World, and then can't wait to see you on the Olympia stage again, man.
Me too, man.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Dan.